Welcome to Birds Play Sports. We weekly cover Ravens and Orioles news. We're your hosts, TJ and Jared. And in this video, we're going to be doing a pregame of the biggest game of the season to this date. Wild card round, Steelers versus Ravens. It doesn't get any better than this. Cold-blooded rivalry and a very cold game. In the start of the real season. So let's get into it. We tied the season series with them 1-1. This is the tiebreaker, the rubber match. Hopefully it can go in our favor. But, to start out, we got to keep the defensive intensity. We mentioned that in the last video. We kept the pressure on Russ in the last game. We made him fumble. We got a pick six on him. Let's keep applying that pressure. He hasn't played good in the last month of the season. He hasn't played good in December, in the month of December. He struggled against the Eagles, struggled against us, struggled against the Bengals. Steelers on the four-game skid. And, we're in and we've won four games in a row. This should be a no-brainer. We have all the momentum right now. We should crush them. We should run them out of the stadium. But that can't happen unless we keep the defensive intensity. We got to get pressure. I honestly wouldn't be surprised if they throw Justin Fields in there for a couple snaps. We got to be aware of that. And I know that Zach Orr is preparing for that too, because I saw a comment that he made, saying, you got to be ready for that. So yes, that's true. You have to be. So we got to keep the defensive pressure. We gotta, we didn't face Pickens a couple weeks ago. We got to keep the pressure on him. Marlowe, he's had some trouble with Pickens in the past. He beat him on that one play last year, that viral play that goes crazy. We can't allow that this year. So we got to keep Pickens on lockdown. Um, we got to keep Firemouth and Najee Harris. We gotta, we stuffed him pretty good last time. No Diddy, but we gotta keep him under wraps this time. So, what are your thoughts about this game?
Of course, I agree with what you were saying the defense has got to keep up the same intensity. We were lucky to win the turnover battle the first time we played them.
Right.
We fumbled it a few times versus them. If I remember, I think Lamar got strip sacked and then we had the fumble and the punt return. I mean, we can't have that happen, in the playoffs because the ball might not bounce our way again. It might bounce in their favor. It might bounce around too much where they get to pick it up. And Lamar had that interception. Luckily we got one right back, but I mean, I know that the interception still got beaten Lamar alive even to this day, that happened, So everybody, including our offensive line, they didn't play very well in that last matchup versus the Steelers. They got to lock in as well. If
Yeah.
Daniel Filelli wants to be a playboy, a Pro Bowl alternate, then he's got to play like one. That's what I wanted to say. I like mixed up the words play and Pro Bowl. It was just a mess.
What are you thinking about?
But anyways, but that boy's gotta lock in. He needs to he needs to play better. And McCarr's gotta play better. Maybe a lot of people said that Voorhees played pretty well in that Browns game, so maybe he can get a start over McCarry. Just saying. But I don't know. Our guards are here and there. So I don't really know how well our guard play is. But anyways, no more of that, six running back, halfback carries again. We can't have that
No,
happen,
no, no,
especially with
no,
Derrick Henry.
no.
If that happens, someone's got to lose their jobs. I don't know who it is, but someone's got to lose their jobs. Derrick Henry, in this whole playoff run, his minimum usage should be like 23 carries. That's it. Like that's it. Like Derrick Henry needs to be over 100 yards every game, and then Lamar's got to be locked in and everything. So I'm really excited for, this playoff run, but I'm nervous at the same time. But the Ravens have gone through tons of adversity. They've gone through adversity right as the season ended last year as well. After I think like I said, Mike McDonald got hired that Tuesday, right after AFC Championship Sunday. So they've lost coaches, to other teams. They've unfortunately lost, coaches, rest in peace to Joe D, and they've had to do a lot of, soul searching this year as well, with bad defensive play, the offense starting to sputter, just a lot of things that weren't going right, but the Ravens wrote the ship right over the bye. They've looked great over the last 4 weeks. This seems to be an improved team, overall, and I think that, this team is battle tested. I think they had like the highest point differential versus playoff teams this year. it was like at 110 or something like that, which is crazy to me. Which I guess it's not that crazy because the Ravens are a really, really good team, but they've played every single playoff team in the field. They've only lost two games to the what, like nine? I think it's 2-9. They're like 9-2 or something like that. And obviously, if you count like the NFC side, we lost the Eagles, but we beat the Commanders, So, and we beat the Bucks. So that's another playoff one right there. So, I really am confident. But the one stat I wanted to bring up is I think Sarah Ellison had brought it up. They were saying like where our offensive numbers were, or where they ranked, and they were like in all the years Lamar has played, like the offense has been like number one rushing, but like number 30th passing or 22nd passing. But the Ravens are like first or second in rushing now and second in passing. So this is very much of a balanced offense. People are going to have you believe that Derrick Henry carries his offense or Lamar runs a lot or whatever, but that's just not the truth. And that the people who want to, give the MVP vote to that bum up in Buffalo, they're gonna say that Derrick Henry, is the reason Lamar's doing great, but that's just far from the truth. It's actually vice versa. But they really make each other they make each other better, But we don't want to get into all of that. But yeah, offense to me is the key because I really have a lot of faith in the defense, honestly. That's just crazy to say this year. Maybe last year it'd have been like not that crazy to say, but this year it's crazy to say to have faith in this defense, but I do. I really, really do have faith in this defense to really just hone it in this postseason and lock in, But it's really up to the offense because that's the side of the ball that's really struggled in Lamar's, tenure. It's really been antsy, it's been panic mode, it's been, dumb decisions. We can't have that anymore. If you want to win the Super Bowl, you got to almost be perfect. So, obviously chase perfection, but always be ready to handle adversity.
Yeah, you couldn't have said it any better. And, we've definitely been through that season and we're battle tested. We're battle tested against playoff teams. We know what it takes to win these high stake games. Let's just, compile it all together. Let's put it all together for 4 games and let's get it done. So let's get into those stats.
All right. All right. Can you see my screen?
Yep.
All right. So Steelers offensively, they average obviously this is all regular season statistics, but their offense averages 22.4 points per game, which is 16th in the league. They average 319.4 yards per game, which is 23rd. They average 0.325 points per play, which is 20th in the league. They average 5 yards per play, which is 26th in the league. Their third down conversion rate is at 39.47%, which is 15th in the league. Their fourth down conversion rate is at 38.89%, which is 31st in the league. The red zone scoring percentage is at 48.21%, which is 29th in the league, and they're averaging 2.2 points per touchdowns per game, which is 22nd in the league. So their offense is kind of mid. Their rush play percentage is at 49.31%, which is fourth in the league. Their rush yards per game, rushes per game. I'm sorry, rushes yards per rush. Damn, I couldn't say that. Is at 4.1, which is 25th in the league. Their rushes per game is at 31.4, which is fourth in the league. Their rush yards per game is at 121.4, which is 11, 127.4, which is 11th in the league, and the TDs per game is at zero point 0.8, which is 19th in the league. Their pass yards, their plat, yeah, I can't talk. Pass play percentage is at 50.69%, which is 29th in the league. Their completion percentage is at 64.33%, which is 19th in the league. Their yards per pass is at 7.2, which is 15th in the league. Their passes per game is at 29.4, which is 29th in the league. Their pass yards per game is at 192.0, which is 27th in the league. Their interception thrown percentage is at 1.20 percent, which is fourth in the league, and their QB sack percentage is at 8.94%, which is 28th in the league. So not a very good offense, honestly. In all seriousness, they're not a really good offense, but I think that they really got to lock in. Well, hopefully they don't lock in. The defense has to lock in. Is what I meant to say. To really hone in this offense. Don't let the Steelers have any life in this game. Honestly.
No. And it's crazy for a team that runs the ball a lot. They don't do it very well. It seems like
Well, yeah,
so.
Najee like 2.0 yards per carry to Harris, isn't really that good. I'm gonna sneak peek at this. I would be
Yeah,
surprised if it's
Warren is
like
better than
2.9. Oh, it's 4. Ooh. What is Henry's like 5.9?
yeah. I hope so for this game. So for the defensive statistics, no, so sorry, I just saw something weird there, guys. 20.4 points per game, which is eighth in the league. Opponent yards per game is 326.7, which is 12th. Opponent points per opponent points per play. I just got mixed up on that one too. Why are you laughing so hard?
Because it was funny. You messed it up like me.
You're like a shark while you're laughing.
Well, nobody can see, so
0.36, which is seventh in the league. Opponent yards per play is 5.4, which is 14th. Opponent third down conversion percentage is 35.29, which is second. Opponent fourth down conversion percentage is 68.18. Wow. So they give up fourth downs like crazy.
wow,
Um,
yeah. Yeah, that third down conversion
um,
rate's insane though. They're really good.
I
You
know,
don't get the third downs.
but they'll give it the fourth down. Wow, that's almost like 70% fourth down conversion. Like that's crazy. Um, Opponent red zone scoring touchdown percentage is 54.10, which is 13th. And opponent touchdowns per game is 2.3, which is ninth. For rushing, opponent rush play percentage is 39.85, which is sixth. Opponent yards per rush is 4.1, which is fifth. Opponent rushes per game is 24.2, which is sixth. Opponent rush yards per game is 98.7, which is sixth. Opponent rush TDs per game is zero point 0.8, which is 15th. Opponent pass play percentage is 60.15, which is 27th. Opponent completion percentage is 65.64, which is 19th. Opponent yards per pass is 7.1, which is 20th. Opponent pass per game is 34.2, which is 26th. Opponent pass yards per game is 228, which is 25th. And opponent interception thrown percentage is 2.92, which is 5th. And their sack percentage is 6.43, which is 19th.
So their pass defense seems to suck ass. So their rush defense seems to be pretty good. Um I mean we know their cornerbacks are usually pretty burnt toast. So this really needs to be a game where our pass catchers eat, honestly. But it also needs to be a game where Derrick Henry eats. That's a fact. Derrick Henry
D-Hen.
needs to eat. Huh?
I said D-Hen.
Yeah, DN 22, the king, whatever you want to call him. To move on to individual statistics here, Russell Wilson is 214 of 336. That's a 63.7 completion percentage for 2,482 yards, 16 touchdowns, and 5 picks. Um, Justin Fields, uh, he actually did pretty good. I didn't think he did that good. Um, a lot of people were not happy with the move from Justin Fields to Russell Wilson, but he did pretty well at first. But people are clamoring for him to be back. So, what? I mean, what do you think about that?
I wouldn't, like I said earlier, I wouldn't be surprised if we saw him, in a couple plays for this game, especially if Wilson is just struggling, let's just say he's struggling in the first half. I wouldn't be surprised if we see a lot more Fields in the second half. I mean, he's very unpredictable, he's very fast, and he has just as good of an arm at this point in his career than Russell. So I wouldn't be surprised.
Yeah, okay. Well, anyways, the rushing leaders here, Najee Harris is on the season had 263 carries for 1,040. He barely got 1,000 yards and almost 300 carries. 1,043 yards, 4.4 yards per carry. He had 6 touchdowns. He averages 61.4 yards per game. I mean, what did Henry get? He got like 1,900, but like, wasn't it on like 300 and something carries, like 330? Like, if you gave Henry like 263 carries, he'd still have like 1,500.
He's just a
Anyways,
monster.
anyways, Jalen Warren had 120 carries for 511 yards. He averaged 4.3 yards per carry, and he only had 1 touchdown. Um, on their receiving leaders, George Pickens had 59 receptions on 103 targets and 900 yards. He had 3 total touchdowns, and he averaged 64.3 yards per game. Pat Freiermuth had 65 receptions on 78 targets 653 yards. He had 7 touchdowns and he averaged 38.4 yards per game. Calvin Austin had 36 receptions on 58 targets, 548 yards, 4 touchdowns, and he averaged 32.2 yards per game. Jaylen Warren out of the backfield had 38 carries, 38 receptions on 47 targets, 310 yards. He didn't have a touchdown, but he had 20.7 yards per game. Najee Harris had 36 receptions on 48 targets, 283 yards, um, no touchdowns, and 16.6 yards per carry. Mike Williams, I'm surprised, hasn't done much for them. He had like that one touchdown versus the Commanders, and I never seen him since. Like, that's surprising to me. They traded for him and didn't do nothing. So, their offense, they shouldn't score more than 17 points. Be for real.
Yeah, they shouldn't. We should lock them down like really well. So going on to their defense, Patrick Queen had a great season with them.
Like, I'm fine.
Saw somebody at the Browns game. They had his jersey and they put traitor over his name in paper. I thought that was crazy. He's played in all games this season. He's had 129 total tackles, 65 solo, 64 assisted. He has a sack, 6 tackles for loss, 7 passes defended.
And
Sean
surprisingly, no
Elliott,
picks.
yeah, no picks.
Mister, I can't cover for
108
shit.
total tackles, 73 solo, 35 assisted. He has 5 tackles for loss, 6 passes defended, and he has an interception. Micah Fitzpatrick has 96 total tackles, 62 solo, 34 assisted, 1 tackle for loss, 4 passes defended. He also has an interception.
His one interception, of course, came against Lamar. Jerk.
Yeah. Peyton Wilson has 78 total tackles, 49 solo, 29 assisted. He has 3 tackles for loss, 2 passes defended. He also has an interception.
Isn't it only interception on Lamar too?
Yeah, we're from Justice Hill. Yep.
What the hell?
Cam Hayward has 71 total tackles, 35 solo, 36 assisted. He has 8 sacks, 12 tackles for loss, 11 passes defended. Joey Porter Jr. has 70 total tackles, 53 solo, 17 assisted. He has 2 tackles for loss, 7 passes defended, and he has 1 interception. TJ Watt, he has 61 total tackles, 40 solo, 21 assisted. He has 11 and a half sacks, 19 tackles for loss, and 4 passes defended. Elandon Roberts has 46 total tackles, 24 solo, 22 assisted, 1 sack, 5 tackles for loss. Alex Highsmith has 45 total tackles, 28 solo, 17 assisted. He has 6 sacks, 9 tackles for loss, and 2 passes defended. Beanie Bishop Jr. has 45 total tackles, 30 solo, 15 assisted, half a sack, 2 tackles for loss, 7 passes defended, and 4 interceptions. Larry Ogunjobi has 41 total tackles, 16 solo, 25 assisted, 1.5 sacks, 5 tackles for loss. And Dante Jackson has 38 total tackles, 28 solo, 10 assisted, 2 tackles for loss, 8 passes defended, and 5 interceptions. So they have a lot of ball hawks on their secondary. We just gotta watch out for that.
Say this guy's name.
They with 2 H's,
Say his last name.
louder milk.
Louder Nuke. Oh my God, look at this name. How do you say that?
I don't know.
Okay, say this.
You say it. I'm not your
Michael. I'm sorry, that's funny. Anyways, so overall, I don't know how that squad was 10-3 at one point. I'm gonna say that for real. Well, I guess they just beat up on some bums the most of the year, but we're one of them at that point. But is their win against us their last win of the year? Or no, they beat the Bengals, didn't they? That was their last win of the year, right?
Yeah, oh, yeah, it was.
Because they went to what 9-3 when they beat us.
Yep.
Because then we played what? We played that. I don't even remember.
We
Did the
played
Steelers go
the
on their bye or something?
No, I that's actually a good question.
Like I don't even remember. Like I know that Bengals game was their last one. Oh no, they played the Browns, remember? And they beat them.
Oh yeah, they did beat him like 21-10 or something.
Yeah, the 27-14.
Oh,
And then they lost the rest of their games. Yeah, that's right. That's right. That's how it happened. But I think overall, this Ravens team, you know, they should have learned a lot from last year. When it comes to hitting the panic mode button in the playoffs. I mean, they just cannot, and I repeat, cannot hit the panic mode after one mistake. Because I mean, as much as we want the Ravens to play perfect, we can't really expect that. We expected to make one or two mistakes a game. Hopefully, they're not like game changing mistakes, but like I pray that there's not a lot. If there is one, just one, have it be like in the first quarter. But if I had to pray as well, I hope it's none. Honestly, but this Ravens team, like I said earlier, has been through a lot of adversity, and there really is no more excuses anymore. I mean, we can give context all we want, but that context still leads to losses. We still lost the game. We still played poorly. Lamar Jackson, I think overall in his career, to me, I'm going to be biased in saying that I think people blow Lamar Jackson's playoff, results numbers out of the water. He hasn't played great, but there also is a lot of context to everything. But I know when you go into the context, talk, everyone's going to be like, "Oh, you're making excuses," but like, no, you're just being a smart football fan. But again, he hasn't played great as well. So he doesn't make it look any better. Because he starts getting desperate. He starts, trying to play hero ball, and it just never works out for us. So honestly, get him in a groove early. Maybe call some plays to get Andrews going, call some plays to get Isaiah going. Because Mark Andrews really hasn't had a good playoff career so far as well. No one talks about that. And then you know, we haven't really got a chance to see Bateman in the playoffs. We saw him last year, but we didn't get to see him a lot. So this is Bateman's shot. With Zay not playing, Zay's not going to play. So this is Bateman's shot to be wide receiver one to, really show that why he was drafted in the first round. So we need a big game from Bateman. I don't know if we're going to get that, but we need to see it. So guys are going to have to step up like him, and I don't really trust a lot of receivers outside of him, personally. But so guys like Isaiah, guys like Mark, like I said, Mark's gonna have to step up. Mark doesn't do anything against the Steelers. He got his first career touchdown. It took him what 7 years to get his first career touchdown versus the Steelers. Like, like, come on, So Mark's got to finally show up in these games, man. Lamar's got to show up in these games. Bateman's got to show up in these games. The defense is gonna start causing turnovers. So you can get into your bold prediction, your breakout player, and your score prediction.
So, bold prediction. I believe we hold the Steelers to 10 points. I believe we win 27-10. I think it's tied at halftime, 10-10. The Ravens start off slow, and then we kind of, score, we kind of pour it on in the second half. We run the ball a lot, get successful with that, get a couple touchdowns, 27-10. Breakout player. I don't know if he's going to play that much snaps, but I feel like Keaton Mitchell is going to have a big part in this game, like receiving. I feel like he'll have like, especially with the screen passes, I feel like he'll have like 43 yards receiving. Maybe he'll have like a touchdown, and he'll also have, I'll say he has a rushing touchdown too. So I'll say two touchdowns, one receiving, one rushing.
I don't know how much he's gonna play because Justice Hill's back.
Justice Hill's back. Okay, well then apply those stats to Justice Hill then.
All right,
Apply that to
that's
Justice Hill.
fair. That's fair. If I have a bold prediction, I think the Ravens force three turnovers. No, I think the Ravens force four turnovers. That's my breakout player. I guess my prediction for the game. I think the Ravens win 26-16. I think my bold prediction is Derrick Henry gets 200 yards on the ground. Not my breakout player. I'm sorry. Derrick Henry gets
Okay.
200 on the ground. So that's my prediction. And that, yeah, hopefully we get this dub. Me and you are going to our first ever Ravens Steelers game. That's a playoff game. How could it be any better?
Not gonna be any better. And we're gonna get a win, hopefully.
Yep.
So that's all we got for you guys in this video. I hope we hope that you guys are going to the game too. Comment down below if you're going. Comment down below, what are your thoughts, predictions about the game? And just comment, comment down below actually your score predictions as well. Comment that too and why. So make sure you do that. Also check out our social medias, our Instagram, TikTok, Twitter. Always check out the Instagram. Jared's cooking up some great graphics on there. I'm pretty sure if we win, he has something planned that's crazy. So check it out. Show some love. Also, show some love to the second channel, Casual Cinema. We'll have something on there soon. And Reverse Break Sports, and we're out.
Right.